Hello, love. Welcome to your soul support message. These are messages for the highest and the greatest good of the Elsh Collective, empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers. Those of us who are here on a mission, those of us who are here to support one another in this awakening. This is for awakening souls as well, even if you're reluctant to call yourself a light worker, starseed. If this video has found you, know that it's found you for a reason, okay? Okay, so I'm going to get into this right away. I was going to make a very, very brief announcement, very brief. I will be posting a trailer tomorrow to the channel with changes going forward regarding how often I'm going to be uploading, the topics that I'd like to be covering, the type of readings that I want to be doing. Having said all that, I will still be doing readings like this one with messages that want to come through, either channeled messages or readings with cards, you name it. I'm allowing this to kind of unfold the way it wants to, right? Divinely guided in every way. And one of the things that I do want to remember to mention here is if you're interested in certain exploration and in the exploration of certain topics, please feel free to comment on these videos, okay? This is a community. There are already, I think, just over 100 of you here subscribed to this channel, and I thank each and every one of you for being here. This is definitely a labor of love, and I say labor in every beautiful, juicy sense of that word, okay? You know, I wouldn't miss it for anything. So for you to be here means absolutely so much to me, every single one of you. And thank you for all your beautiful comments. I really appreciate it. I also want to note that there was a specific request that was done a while ago regarding Virgo and the alchemy of Virgo, and I am getting to that very soon, okay? So, having said that, today's going to be... I'm coming on late today because this reading is prompted by synchronicities around the number 555 that have been coming up today, specifically 3 times for me, 3 separate occasions. I was on the road quite a bit today. I was doing errands. I had to pick up my car from the shop, and I saw 555 on 3 separate license plates while I was out driving. And I was immediately being nudged to the fact that this was a Venusian energy wanting to come through. I'm actually, funny enough, looking at this card right now. I have it sitting, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I have this card sitting on my deck, on my desk, my deck, my space deck, yeah. The Venusian Galactic Council card, right? Starbeam guides, answer the call, time to shine. I think that pretty much says it all, eh? Yeah, they are definitely speaking to this. Because when you reduce the number 555, you get 15, and that equals a 6. And that is the number that resonates with Venus. The number of, it's a divine feminine number. It's a number of balance and harmony, or balancing and harmonizing. And it is also connected to the Lovers and the Devil card in the tarot. Inversions, right? In the sense that's something that came up while I was taking in these numbers coming through, and I felt like I had to share this today because one of the things that these are the little, seemingly little things when we go about our days, right, that have tremendous meaning, right? Repeating numbers, synchronicities, and spirit works in a way that is incredibly subtle, right? Especially if you're attuning to these energies, it's really about listening and paying attention. I mean, we call it awakening for a reason, right? Because so much of it has to do with awareness. So it's about being aware of these things when they come up and not second guessing them, not thinking, did I see that correctly? Well, maybe I didn't, you know? You hear countless stories of spirit giving nudges left, right, and center, and you've been sitting there and it's been right in front of your face the whole time, and you're like, but that wasn't a sign. I didn't think that was a sign, right? Anyway, so this particular sequence of numbers, I mean, right off the bat, 5 is a number of challenge and change. 5 traditionally in numerology, and I'm in the midst of studying a lot more Pythagorean numerology and Platonic connections to numerology. 5 is connected to what's coming through right now is the body, right? The appendages and the head. So when you look at a person, you see their head, their 2 arms and their legs, and that's 5 points on their body, right? And I'm seeing the Vitruvian Man now as well, in that imagery coming through with the 5 number. You know, I'm seeing a star, I'm seeing starfish, I'm seeing a star. And so much of this is about kind of coming back into the body and sensing things through the body, right? Understanding that your body is speaking to you all the time and it's giving you barometers of truth to know what's resonating and what's not, right? As I was going into this meditation, I had, and their energy is still with me now, I've opened up the space, this sacred space, obviously with protection, for beings to come through for the highest and greatest good of the Elsh Collective. And I'm just going to tune into these energies for a second. I'm not pulling any cards today. They've actually directed me not to pull cards today. They don't want me to. They just want me to do, they just want me to share this message with you in conversation, okay? So this is a feline being. They have sort of an indigo colored fur sort of coat, and they're going by the name Lazar. And when I confirmed that, I was like, am I hearing this correctly? Is it Lazar? They were like, yeah, like Lazarus coming back from the dead. They don't really want me actually to focus on whether or not, because in the, like right away, I'm like, are you Lyran? What is this energy that's coming through? Now they are a feline being, that's all they're directing me to. They feel very Lyran in nature to me, but they're saying that that's besides the point. They're saying there's no reason to give a label to this, because the message that wants to come forward will reveal itself in time, is what they're saying to me, okay? And so much about this journey is about trusting. They want me to remind us of this. There seems to be also a very huge focus on being able to label where particular energies are coming from, etc., etc. It's interesting because going into this reading, I was very much connected to the Venusian energies, and then a feline being came through, right? So this is why sometimes we have these preconceived notions of what we think something looks like and then what group it belongs to. And one of the lessons here is there's no need to really focus on that. It's about the intention and the feeling that you're getting from this particular being, okay? They are showing me, I am seeing the constellation of Lyra. And they're just smiling at me. So they feel very, interestingly enough, this being feels more masculine in nature. Yeah, and they're nodding their head. And I do feel an energy here of like a cross between, just to give you a visual of what they're appearing to me like, they're a cross between like a bobcat and a snow leopard, okay? But humanoid in appearance. So it's upright, standing upright and looking at me right now, wanting to come through to confirm this specific thing about numbers, okay? The 555 energy, when you add it up, reduces to a 6. So we get 15, 1 plus 5 is a 6. But they're directing me to the fact that it came through 3 times today. And that you have to add the 3 now to get the full message. So the 6 and the 3 reduce to a 9. And the number 9 here is about the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. And specifically, they're pointing me to initiation. And Lazar is reminding me now of Lazarus. And this, they're actually, interestingly enough, pointing me to the energy of transfiguration. And recently I read something about this. This has to do, I think it's August the 6th. It's around that date. The Feast of Transfiguration. And this is connected now to what I'm hearing is rites of passage. He's referring to it as ancient Christianity. And I just saw 11:11 on the timer as he said that. This being, yeah, feels very Christ consciousness in nature, very Christed. Thank you for letting me describe you this way. Yeah, and it's connected to these Venusian energies. Yep, they're confirming that right now. Okay, so the point here is that there is an energy happening collectively of this ending of a lot of cycles. And he's showing me old cycles here, old cycles that are stagnant, old cycles that have been holding us back for too long. Cycles where you're going to be looking at a particular situation in your life, kind of like the whole thing earlier about, like, you know, it being right under your nose. And the whole time you've been doing the same thing over and over again. And you're now realizing that this truly, truly no longer is in your highest and greatest good. And you're going to be having moments of exasperation around that, going like, why didn't I do this earlier? Why didn't I change things earlier? But what he's saying here is that everything is divinely timed with regard to your path. And we need to stop comparing. And he's showing me the heart space now. So we need to come back to the heart, and we need to stop comparing our journey to everyone else's. And he's speaking specifically here to empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers, people seeing discrepancies in the spiritual community with regard to belief, things that are touted or as fact, how there's a lot of wrenches being thrown into these communities. The question is, who's throwing these wrenches, right? He's saying a lot of it is actually our own programming, how we have these residual energies of programming that we bring into these communities that we are oftentimes very blind to, that we don't really pay attention to. Again, coming back to this focus on awareness. And he's reiterating the fact that we need to start getting really quiet, and we need to start going more and more within and within the heart space. He's saying the heart space is a portal, the heart space is key. So going back into the heart space is key, but he's also reiterating the need for healthy boundaries here as well. And knowing that, and affirming actually here that it's okay if you don't divulge everything to everyone about what you're doing. He's actually pointing me to the fact that especially those of you who resonate with this very empathic energy of feeling the need to tell everybody what you're doing, it's not necessary to do that. That's actually a form of false empathic. Is it programming? Is that the right word for this? I just want to tune into his energy a little bit more, so bear with me here. He's saying that a lot of this is unconscious. A lot of this is unconscious. We take this on unconsciously. He's actually showing me movies. He's showing me films and how we take on a lot of these things through the films that we watch. He's actually using the analogy here of like how we learn about love through movies and how a lot of it is very one-dimensional. We're only seeing it through a very small lens. And then we take these ideas of how we think love is and we apply it to every single situation, even though every single situation is unique. And so he's saying that it's incredibly important to also pay attention to context. To context. He's showing me now. Okay. He wants to share with us a way that we can protect our energy as empaths. And he doesn't want to, I just want to like disclaimer here. He's not coming in here to say protect your energy in a way that's fear-mongering, please. I hope that that's coming across through the energy coming through this reading. He's talking about this in terms of energetic hygiene, and this is something that we've talked about before, right? And he's showing me a pyramid, the shape of a pyramid. I wish I had like you can kind of, almost like, I have a little pyramid. Let me give you, hold on one second here. Okay, so he's showing me the shape of a pyramid very much like this. You see this? This is a mini orgonite pyramid. Okay. And he's showing me this color, actually, showing me gold. And he's showing me someone, he's incredibly tall. And he's showing me, laughing, sorry. He's showing me, I mean, there's nothing to be sorry for, but you know what I mean? It's just, this is what happens. So he's showing me someone sitting. This is really interesting. I'm gonna describe the visual of this to you because this is something that maybe you've seen. Okay, so he's showing me. I'm actually seeing something that looks really similar to the Judgment card in the Mystic Mondays tarot. So the colors are very kind of like purpley and magenta. It almost feels like we're in a on a plane of existence here. Looks like a planet, something like I'm seeing a landscape where there is a very kind of it's very flat, and it's almost like this twilight color of magenta and purple. And he's actually saying that these colors, he's actually showing me a way for you to visualize protection here. So sitting in meditation, closing your eyes, you can either be seated in a chair, feet flat on the floor, or you could be sitting in half lotus, you know, preferably legs not fully crossed, but one in front of the other. Closing your eyes, seeing this landscape around you, very similar to this card. I don't have this card on hand, or else I would show it to you. Maybe I can post this card in the community section so you can see it. I will do that. I'll put that in the notes in the description box below. Okay, so he's showing me this landscape, very much like these colors, and I'm seeing him place this golden pyramid right over top of you, of us individually. And he's actually inviting you to do this right now with us. To close your eyes. This is something that you can do in your own sacred space when going into meditations or before leaving your home or wherever, going out into the world, okay? And he's keeps on affirming you need to do this on the daily, if not multiple times a day, depending on how much you need it, because you are literally sending energy into your auric field when you do this, with the focus that you have in building this energy of light. This, he keeps, yeah, and I've heard this before, he calls it a vortex of protection. So isn't that interesting? So this is like an amplification of your energy. And it looks like a pyramid that he's literally like placing over you. Like here you are sitting, and the pyramid is coming right on top of you, like that. Okay? All around you. And he's saying minimum 5 minutes sitting in this energy, building your energy. This is something you can do first thing in the morning, and you can do it before you go to bed at night. Focusing on protection while you sleep, astral travel, etc. And getting back to this energy of initiation and change, it's really about, this is interesting. So there's going to be lots of initiations and changes happening going forward, right? It doesn't really end. It never really ends. So it's incredibly important to practice this energetic protection for yourself. Again, this is spiritual energetic hygiene that you are practicing when you do this. And he's also directing me now back to the Lover's card in tarot and the Devil card in tarot. And what he's basically saying is that this is really for empaths. This is really resonating with the empath journey in terms of understanding the light and the dark, the shadows and the light within you, and shining light on the darkness within you, and understanding that these unconscious programs that we take on, they like to lurk in the shadows, right? They want to go unnoticed. And what he's saying here is that doing this particular energetic practice is going to get you, one of the side effects in a way of this energetic practice is it's going to strengthen your energy field so much you will be able to see these patterns much more clearly. Because when you start raising in a way your frequency, or building this energy and building your auric strength, these patterns are literally gonna, like he's showing me like a rock being flipped over, and like all this stuff that's underneath there that hasn't seen the light of day is scattering everywhere. It's going to do something to your energy field that's going to make a huge it's going to make a huge impact on your own self-awareness. That's it. That's what he wants to share with us. I'm going to hold this pyramid right up here so you can see it one more time. Okay, visualizing this pyramid around you. This golden pyramid, which is actually, yeah, and I'm being reminded here of the fact that gold is very alchemical, right? So the golden pyramid is an alchemy pyramid. This is something that energetically is going to alchemize those energies for you. All right? Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Lazar coming in for this message. He's like, yep, just like Lazarus. This is literally like, he's nodding to the fact here that this is a death and rebirth of these energies, and that is what alchemy in essence is. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this reading and the way that it went. What kind of numerological synchronicities are you having, right? I'm curious to see what's going on. Like I said, this was the energy of the Venusians wanting to come through to share this with us. Yeah, he's nodding his head. very much this energy of, and I keep on seeing Lyra too. He's saying that they're actually connected. That's what he's saying. But that's something to explore at another time. Okay, well, we know that these galactic energies have worked together. So this is a combination of Lyran and Venusian energies, is what he's confirming for us. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love wherever you are. Stay tuned for the trailer that's going to be up tomorrow. And love and liberation always.